All right, let's go through these grain futures, and then we'll go to Todd Horwitz at Bubba Trading to get his analysis. First of all, the corn market up by about a penny last hour and last half hour, and now it's up 1 3/4 on the March. 389 3/4. The May is up 1 1/2. A lot of those contracts 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 cents higher. The soybeans have been as much as 4 to 5 pennies higher, and now January's up 7 1/2. March is up 5 3/4. The May is up 5 3/4. Over in the wheat market, and we've got March up 4 3/4 on the Chicago, 554 1/2, and the July is up 5 1/4 cents. Kansas City wheat for March up 4 3/4, and for the new crop July, it's up 4 3/4. And as I mentioned, Todd Horwitz here with us. Todd, one of the things that I know that you follow pretty closely, and you and I have talked about it many times, is the VIX Index. That level of, that gauge of maybe uncertainty or fear in the market overall. Where is it at today, and how does that relate into how much volume we're seeing here in the trade?
Well, the VIX Index right now, John, is really at 0, right? There's so much complacency in the equity markets right now that everybody knows the markets will never go down again. And volumes today are very light. Now, the encouraging sign over the last few days is volume has picked up a little bit, pretty much across the board, including corn, wheat, beans, and cattle. So those are good signs for us that want to own and be long grains and see them go higher. But the overall equity market is just loaded with overall complacency that everybody knows the equity markets will never go down again. And of course, we've seen this movie many times before, and at some point they will go down. But for now, there's no telling. But the grains look terrific, so I'm happy about that.
So do you think that there has been a parabolic shift in the mentality of the commodities as a whole?
I do think there's been, we won't go parabolic yet, but I do think there's been a real dramatic shift, and I do think you've seen it in wheat already. Wheat's broken out above levels,
right,
and it looks like it's on its way much higher. Both corn and beans held terrific and have now come back towards the top end of their range. I would expect to see them to continue to break out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see, a shot at $4 corn before the end of the year, which is going to be tough because it's going to get much quieter as we go forward.
What's your thoughts on crude oil then today? You and I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I want to spend a little more time on it today.
Well, crude is, look, I think crude's going to test that overnight Saudi Arabia drone bombing high. Again, I'm very negative longer term, but actually right now I own crude oil because, again, one thing we learn in markets is you never want to fight what's right in front of you. And the markets are saying that right now they want to go higher. And I see no reason to say they're not going to. Now, I'm looking for a great entry to actually sell and short. But I think more than likely now, we're almost at $61. I think you might see that $63 tested, which were the overnight highs during that Saudi Arabia, the drone bombing.
Okay, and right now we are up 61 cents. As Todd mentioned, 60.85, and we did break that 61 level, Todd, there at 61.06 for a high. Always good to check in with you, Todd. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great afternoon and a Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you again soon. Don't go anywhere because more is coming up here on the Market Day Report.